everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today I will be doing a side-by-side review of Weyerbacher Sunday Morning Stout 2015, along with Weyerbacher Sunday Morning Stout 2016. That's right, so Sunday Morning Stout just came back out here in Ohio. As a matter of fact, it actually came out a month earlier than it did last year. So this is their Imperial Stout brewed with coffee and, of course, aged in bourbon barrels. Last year, at least in Ohio, I'm thinking this was pretty similar to other markets. Sunday Morning Stout was released the exact same week as Founders KBS, so that was kind of crazy. This year they're doing things differently, which is a-okay with me, giving a little bit of separation, but yeah, I put a 2015 down in the cellar. Actually, I put a couple down in the cellar, so very excited to see how this one has aged. I'm excited to see how good the 2016 version is fresh. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the nose on the 2015. Oh yeah, that is aged very nicely from what I remember. Yeah, definitely getting bourbon, but it's really more well integrated. I remember 2015 fresh was kind of boozy, kind of hot, super over the top bourbon, at least for me. This has more of this really just nice, smooth, sweet kind of bourbon, but very well integrated into the rest of the beer. Yeah, because I'm getting light vanilla. There's definitely still a nice oaky presence to it. Getting a decent bit of chocolate, too. It's more like a dark, fudgy kind of chocolate. Maybe getting a little bit of roastiness, a hint of like some caramel. Definitely not very much coffee at this point, though, which I'm not really surprised. That's usually one thing that kind of fades. Yeah, because I am still getting like some light coffee notes, but it's not as coffee forward, and it's not as boozy and as just over-the-top bourbony and barrel. Just everything's very nuanced. It smells really nice so far. So that is exciting. Let's go ahead and check out the nose on the 2016. Oh yeah, there's definitely some difference there. Yeah, up front, this one is a lot more barrel, a lot more bourbon up front. You know, the one thing that is kind of striking me right away, though, is it's not as boozy smelling as I remember the 2015. It wasn't like the 2015 was, like, overly hot, but I remember it being hot and I remember it being boozy to a certain extent. Yeah, definitely getting bourbon, getting a little bit more of an oaky presence in this one as well. Definitely some vanilla. Yeah, getting a lot of bourbon, getting a lot of barrel. I'm not picking up on as much of the base beer as I would have thought. I'm definitely getting some light kind of coffee notes. Not as much coffee as I remember the 2015 having fresh. Yeah, vanilla, almost like a very kind of subtle, a little bit of like toasted coconut, definitely getting that oakiness, and then again, you know, obviously bourbon, but again, it's not boozy. A little bit of roast, maybe some chocolate, definitely getting, again, some light coffee, but that's kind of weird. Yeah, okay, very interesting stuff so far, and of course I'm just working off beer memory here. Let's go ahead and take our first sip of the 2015. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. So the first thing I get is definitely the bourbon, but again, just like in the nose for the 2015, it's this really rich, smooth, sweet kind of bourbon. Getting a lot of, as it actually sits on my palate, a lot of a nice kind of dark, fudgy chocolate. I'm definitely getting some nice kind of creamy, almost like sweeter vanilla notes going on. Yeah, very nice. Definitely on the sweeter side. I'm getting milk chocolate. Again, this really rich, fudgy, just kind of decadent dark chocolate. Definitely getting some like caramel and toffee tones. A little bit of roastiness. Not picking up on too much. Like, it kind of has coffee notes like you get from the roasted malt notes of a lot of Imperial Stouts, but it doesn't taste like there's an actual addition of coffee. Like, it's not that coffee forward anymore. The coffee's definitely faded, just kind of like how the heat's faded. So the coffee is definitely a lot more nuanced. It's very subtle now, but it's definitely in there. It almost has like a subtle kind of espresso quality to it. Definitely getting, again, lots and lots of vanilla, chocolate, nice bourbon too, a little bit of oak. I was getting a touch more oak in the actual nose, but good stuff. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and take our first sip of the 2016. Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely getting a lot more bourbon in this one. Again, though, it's not super boozy. This one is a lot more smooth, fresh than I think the 2015 was fresh. Bourbon, but it's not as like that sweet, sweet bourbon that I'm getting in the 2015. 2015 definitely has more of a rich, sweet bourbon. This has just more of like a straightforward bourbon. Definitely getting more coffee than that one, obviously. But again, the coffee is not like punch you in the face. It's a little bit more nuanced than I was expecting as well, which again, I think is a big difference fresh than just the 2015 in general. Yeah, yeah, definitely nice coffee. Again, it's not a coffee bomb though. Definitely getting some roasted, kind of almost like dark charred malt. Definitely getting a little bit of some sweeter hints too, like a little bit of like a dark caramel kind of taste in there for sure. But getting some nice oaky notes, and it actually dries it out quite a bit. I'm definitely getting some vanilla. Again, a lot of barrel, a decent bit of the, the bourbon too. It's very bourbon forward at this point. I think the bourbon and barrel actually a little bit bigger than I'd say the base beer, which is very interesting. And you know what, guys? I've realized too that I forgot to get a palate cleanser in between, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, so I got some water real quick. Gonna take a sip here. Let's go back to the 2015 here for a second. Yeah, really nice, again, sweet, rich bourbon. A lot of vanilla, dark, really just rich, decadent, fudgy chocolate. It definitely has a lot of sweeter notes compared to, I think, the 2016 fresh. This one has aged really well. It's still full-bodied, maybe not as full-bodied as some Imperial Stouts, but, barrel aging tends to thin these out a little bit. Definitely has a nice kind of creamy coating type of mouthfeel, and it's a little bit dry on the back end because of the oak barrel, but it's not over the top. Just a really, really delicious beer. When this beer was fresh back in 2015, of course, I gave it a 9.4 out of 10. So we'll see. I'm going to go back and forth between these one more time just to get kind of a final grade here. Yeah, lots of sweeter notes. Again, more nuance. I think I almost get a little bit more complexity than I did fresh just because the heat's turned down, the coffee's turned down as well. Alright, let's check out the 2016 one more time as well. Oh yeah, yeah. Bigger barrel, bigger bourbon, again, very, very big on the bourbon aspect. Get some nice sweet vanilla, definitely getting a good bit of that oaky kind of character in there as well. Not overly oak though, it's not as bad as some, but really nice stuff. Again, more coffee too, definitely. Again, the 2015, the coffee is much more nuanced. This one, it's not, again, a coffee powerhouse, but it's definitely there. It almost reminds me more of like a mocha kind of thing going on, honestly, because I do get some of that dark chocolate, some roasty notes, a little bit of like some sweetness too from the malt bill, but mostly it's the bourbon and barrel that are standing out, and then coffee, and then kind of the base beer. So I'd say that the bourbon and the barrel are definitely a little bit more present. That being said, it's not nearly as warm and boozy as I remember the 2015 being, so this is already drinking pretty damn good. And I'd say it's about the same. Still has a creamy, rich, kind of coating mouthfeel. Full-bodied, again, a little bit on the thinner side maybe, but overall about the same. It might actually taste a little bit thicker. I'm not... It's pretty close. You'd be splitting hairs at this point, so... Yeah, like I said, guys, in 2015, I gave the 2015 version a 9.4 out of 10 fresh. This year, though, With the 2015, I'm going with 9.6 out of 10. I think it's definitely improved. I like how the bourbon heat has calmed down a little bit. I like how the coffee, is very subtle now, but it's still so well integrated. It just aged beautifully. If you have one in the cellar, it is aging quite well. Now is a good time to drink it as any. In terms of the 2016, guys, it's drinking really, really nice, fresh out of the gate. I think it's better than the 2015 was fresh. But I don't think I like it as much as I'm enjoying kind of the more nuances and getting more of the actual base beer out of the 2015 with age. So for the 2016, I'm going with 9.5 out of 10. Weyerbacher has definitely hit a home run with this one. If you guys can pick up, either this, or if for some reason you still have this in your cellar or whatever, aging well, 2016 is drinking really good fresh. It would be fun to do a vertical of sorts. Obviously the coffee's going to fade, but again, in the 2016, I don't think the coffee's overly present as of now anyhow. So, very cool stuff. Please go check out these beers, especially if you like KBS and other, coffee Imperial stouts like Big Bad Baptist, etc. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Alrighty guys, that does for this beer review. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that like button for me, and remember, I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. See ya.